Hi, I'm Dr. Mohua Bhattacharjee. I'll be taking one more topic of prisoner's dilemma from game theory, which actually explains nothing. It does not explain it doesn't explain an equilibrium solution the way we have so long discussed about the dominant strategy equilibrium. We talked about Nash equilibrium, but the prisoner's dilemma does not explain any equilibrium. As the word, the terminology, the nomenclature itself indicates, it's prisoner's dilemma. That is, it is explaining the practical situation of the oligopoly market, in which you cannot get into a final optimal solution, and it is a very confusive kind of situation. And this confusion, which we have is been portrayed in a very simple example, in which it is said that there are two thieves, and they have done a robbery by together, and now they have got two alternatives. The police have caught them, and now they have got two alternatives. Cops have said that you can either confess or you don't confess. So with this confession and not confession, they have got a matrix, and if both of them confess, then they will only minus it indicates, because to represent that here it is payoff negatively. It is the number of the years you will be in jail for this as a penalty for robbing or as a thief. So that's why if both of them confess, then they will be having 5 years jail. And if A confess and B do not confess, then A will be having 1. That is, one is confessing and another is not confessing. So for 1 year for confessing and 10 years for not confessing. Again, if A don't confess and B confess, again we have got not confessing 10 and confessing 1 year. And if both of them do not confess, we get it into 2 years. Now in this situation, we will find that the dominant strategy is coming up here with the confession, both the party confessing, because if you consider the solution by individually, then we find that if both of them confess, then both of them will be coming up into this ideal situation, considering of its own solution. And this is called the Pareto optimal situation. This is actually the best efficient solution if both of them don't confess. But if we consider the confession as to be one of the element, and then the dominant strategy will have to be the both party confessing the crime. So now the next question is that then what is the Nash equilibrium? The Nash equilibrium, or the best solution, is coming up when one is confessing and another one is not confessing for both A and B. And so that's why it is called the prisoner's dilemma in this situation, that the best solution will be only coming up with this both party with coinciding with this understanding that I say yes and the other party is telling no. And so then he will if I say that yes, I have done this robbery, and the another one is saying that no, he has not done. So the one who is telling that yes, I have done, is getting relaxed from his penalty, and the one who has not confessed is getting penalized. And just the opposite is this situation. And so the best outcome is coming up when one of them is not agreeing and the other one is agreeing. So if both of them agreeing or both of them not agreeing, then we are not getting a solution. So that's why this prisoner's dilemma is actually telling us the practical problem or the practical challenges in the oligopoly market to determine the market behavior, that it has to be coincidentally such structured that the opponent is just doing the opposite one what you have planned. So that's why in this kind of joint kind of decisions, when both of them clicks, then only we can get a ideal solution of the prisoner's dilemma. Through a prisoner's dilemma, we get this explanation. In this way, there are many other explanations like tit for tat strategy, battle for sexes strategy. These are they are the different names of the strategies which used or are explained by which the corporates use to establish their make their planning or to decide their strategies. In the tit for tat, mostly we find the air services go for the tit for tat. If you see that the Indigo is slashing down prices in holidays or in summers, then immediately you will be finding SpiceJet is countering. So this is called tit for tat strategy. Sometimes they do not go for, sometimes what happens, someone has slashed the price, and the SpiceJet has slashed the price thinking that Indigo will also slash the price, but Indigo doesn't do it, and Indigo gives some other services or opens up some new airlines, and so then at that time the tit for tat did not work out. So this way there are n numbers of strategies by which these companies work, and it is called the game theory explanations by which we get into the solutions of the thing. And this is that's why there is no one unique solution which we get or we explain. Game theory is only a explanation, and we took a very small part of the game theory. It can be taken into a very elaborated way, but in a very simple way. Game theory, to say simply, it is a numerical display of the possible outcome for taking the respective strategies of the firms, and then deciding which one is the best solution. Either it is an best solution either considering the opponents or not considering the opponents. So whatever it is, then but you will be finding out a solution from which you will be saying that this is the equilibrium solution. But the prisoner's dilemma as a whole will be it tells us that that the solution or the explanation of this game theory, it's a very is something which is very much in dilemma, and because only when the opponent is doing exactly the opposite one what you have thought to have done, he has also thought that he will do just the opposite, and you also thought that you will be doing just the opposite of what he has thought, then only you can come out on the best solution. And just the opposite also is true for the rival. So that's why it is telling you that that how complex is the structure, and to talk about the equilibrium or to talk about the strategy of an ideal solution through a game is not that easy. And that's why there are a number of strategies which explains and which has been used by many companies to analyze that their planning, to analyze their activities. And as I've said, that it also connects with the Nash equilibrium, also connects with the Cournot equilibrium solution, because in the Cournot equilibrium also we say that there is a naive behavior. In the Nash equilibrium also we consider the opponent's actions and then settle down our own reactions. So this is something which we wanted to do from the game theory. Taking it as a whole, it is simply an explanation with the payoff matrix, the outcome through a strategy. Thank you so much.